Hey friends, thanks for tuning back in to Rumor Patrol on Clever News. Today, Deidre's out sick, so leave her lots of love and TLC in the comment section. But we have Clever TV's Joslyn Davis here. I'm really excited about this.
I'm excited because I love Rumor Patrol. I think it's one of your guys' top shows. And
we
so
love it too.
I'm honored. I'm sad Deidre's sick, obviously, but
Excited
I feel
to be
honored
here.
to be filling her seat for one day.
Well, let's jump into rumor number one. It's a big one. The XFactor premiered last night, but The Voice beat it out. And people are really surprised. They're like, what happened? Simon Cowell, Britney Spears, Demi, LA. They've been hyping up this premiere for months now. What went wrong?
I don't know that anything in particular went wrong. I think that XFactor put all of its money in the Britney Spears, Demi Lovato bank, so to speak.
Yep.
It's a good bank to be in.
The
show did well. But I think what it really depicts is that at the end of the day, the American people are more interested in the contestants than in the judges.
And in the talent.
Yes.
And The Voice has some great talent this season. I mean, the voices on The Voice are incredible. A lot of people, though, took to Twitter to say that they felt that the X Factor was scripted, that too much of it was scripted. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, it probably is scripted, and so is The Voice. Hate to burst everybody's bubble,
It's reality TV.
At this point in time, the cast of The Voice has really meshed. They have great chemistry. That's why the show is doing so well. So it's probably not as scripted, whereas with the X Factor, it's their big premiere night. Of course, it's going to be more scripted because everybody is still kind of fresh and new.
Right.
So I think it kind of goes with the territory. I think as the season progresses, you'll see things kind of loosen up a little bit.
I think so too.
You know, I don't know.
And one of the big points that Simon made, he was really upset with NBC actually because they had initially decided, I guess they signed or they shook hands. It's called a gentleman's agreement.
I see.
And NBC said, we'll air The Voice Monday and Tuesday, and then the X Factor can have Wednesday and Thursday. The last minute, The Voice said, actually, we're going to do 3 nights for our premiere week, and we're going to go on Wednesday just to compete against you. And Simon was really upset with that. He said, I hope it backfires. It didn't backfire.
You know, I have to say, I love the fact that with The Voice, it really is the little show that could. Carson Daly constantly jokes about it. The fact that he hosts the show that gets the least money on NBC, which is his late night show, and the show that gets the most money. But at the end of the day, the money that's being put into Idol and the X Factor far surpasses, I'm sure,
The Voice.
Right. So it's kind of exciting to see that people really just like to hear The Voice because that's what it's all about on the show.
And I love Carson Daly. I really do.
Me too.
I quickly want to touch on Britney Spears and Demi Lovato last night. Overall, what were your thoughts on them?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the anticipation has been just gotten to such a high level. I was just excited that it finally happened.
I know.
And I mean, I thought Britney did a great job. I think it's going to be really exciting to see her kind of get more comfortable as the season goes on. And Demi Lovato and Simon Cowell, they're like a brother and sister that hate each other. I love it.
I love them. And he kept calling her a brat on Twitter and was sort of making fun of her. But their relationship really comes off well on television. And I think Demi Lovato, last night, was so touching her during Jillian's performance. She really took to her, and I feel like she's come such a long way because if you'll remember, she got in that big fight with Alex Welch a couple years ago.
True.
She went to rehab, and she's overcome so much.
It's true.
And so to be able to put herself in that girl's shoes and to sort of empathize with her, I thought was
I think it's great.
Special.
Brittany and Demi have a lot in common. They've both overcome so much, so maybe the show can overcome the first night of, you know, not so great numbers.
I hope so.
Everyone loves an underdog.
It's true.
You know?
It's true. I really hope so. Well, let's move on.
Okay.
Another big rumor has to do with one of our favorite shows, you guys. It's Glee. Dianna Agron. Not returning. Is she returning? The Glee producers have said she's coming back, but there's a new report saying she's done. She doesn't want anything to do with the show.
I have to say, I would be really, really surprised if she did not come back at all, regardless of what her relationship might be with the producers. She's such a lovely girl, and I think that she's so grateful to the fans of the show. I'd be really surprised if she didn't come back for even just one short appearance as sort of a goodbye for the fans.
I agree, and she is scheduled actually to appear on the Thanksgiving episode. But Us Weekly, you guys, has some serious words about this. They have a source that said Dianna was unhappy and has been trying to get off the show for a while. She and producers came to an agreement where they let her go, and that's what she wanted. But Ryan Murphy and Fox are both denying this and saying she's going to be on a couple more episodes than just the Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, interesting.
So it's just
Well, I don't know whether or not she's been unhappy because she really is a true lady. She's so lovely when you talk to her, and I can't really imagine her saying anything bad about anyone.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is that I think her character's role has gotten much smaller. She was hardly in the Glee 3D movie last summer, which I was sad about.
Good point.
And she's going to be a movie star. She's shooting a movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and Robert De Niro, so...
Hi, two of the biggest stars in the entire universe.
It's not like she left there to, go work at McDonald's. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Shout out. But she's got big things going on.
Totally. So it's amicable, and hopefully she'll make a few.
I think you will see her this season. But quite frankly, and I don't know if you'll agree with me, I think that as Glee has progressed and moving into this season in particular, it's really about the Glee trifecta at this point.
We were talking about that earlier, and that is, of course, Finn and Rachel and Chris Colfer's character, Kurt. So
yeah, I agree. So, and there's some new characters coming, so it's a good time for a segue.
This season. Yeah, absolutely.
It's still going to be a great show.
Well, let's move on to our last rumor, something that you know a ton about. It's this Rob and Kristen drama, you guys. It never stops. Now, OK Magazine is saying that the two actually met up last month or earlier this month, and they met with lawyers and reps, and she was trying to speak to him, and Rob wanted nothing to do with her. He's changed his phone number 4 different times, and he's just done with her. He wants nothing to do with her.
First off, I have to say I'm so over this story because people just need to forgive and move on. It's gotten completely out of hand. I can't even imagine how either of them are getting through this. They can't go anywhere or do anything.
No, and
number one.
I'm very impressed with them right now because they are keeping up all of their public appearances, and I think that says a lot about them as people, that they're not hiding away, they're not shying away, they're just putting on a brave face and going out there, and I can respect that.
I do as well, and about their meeting with lawyers, I'm sure that they did have a meeting with lawyers because from what it sounds like, they have a lot of shared assets, a home, a dog.
Poor dog.
But you know as well as I that client-lawyer confidentiality is supreme.
Yes.
So I think the more important thing is that if this stuff is leaking, they need to reevaluate who is in their life. That would be my advice.
Well, and that brings me to my next point. I guess Rob, because he's changed his phone number so many times, someone in his immediate group of friends has been leaking the phone number to Kristen, allegedly, and OK Magazine actually said, Rob's actually launched an investigation of his close friends, business associates, even his family to find out who is leaking his numbers to Kristen. It's only 20 close confidants, and one of them is betraying him. He's steaming mad and swears when he finds the culprit, he's going to cut the person out of his life.
These people have already been through enough. If you can't trust your 20 closest friends and family,
it's just sad at that point.
It's gone to the next level.
It is, and I'm with you. I'm so tired of this story. I feel sad for both of them. I don't know if he's going to forgive her. I hope he does because at the very least they do have to promote Breaking Dawn Part 2. But he doesn't need to get back together with her by any means.
And I think, we've heard so many different reports. Both of them plan to be on hand for the entire promotional tour. Kristen actually answered a question about it at TIFF last week saying, we're going to be fine. It's fine. No big deal. And I even heard a report that, Robert, Taylor, and Kristen will walk the carpet together because otherwise she'll receive too much backlash.
It's true, and that's so nice
It's better
of
for
Rob.
everybody. He's a gentleman. He's been a true gentleman throughout this entire process.
I agree. He hasn't said one bad, negative thing about her.
No.
So kudos to you, Rob.
Yes, kudos. Indeed.
Well, let's run down all 3 rumors, then we want to hear from you guys. Why do you guys think people fail to tune into the very premiere episode of the X Factor? What do you think is going on with Dianna Agron and Glee? And lastly, Rob and Kristen, just leave us all of your thoughts on this dramatic breakup, please. You can go ahead and do so by leaving us a comment below. And as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button for tons more episodes of Rumor Patrol every single Friday, as well as all the latest news on your favorite celebs. From our Hollywood studio, for Joslyn Davis, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is such an honor.
You have to come back.
I love this show.
Please.
I would love to be on Rumor Patrol.
Please. So tune in to Joslyn too, and also head to Clever TV, you guys,
please
to check
do.
out her on that channel. And I'm Katie Krause, and we'll see you next time.